our nature as women, because we are nurturers, we look after, we take care. That's why you see that even our mother and me, ọmọbìnrin ò ṣe first born, you see that naturally, what happens? You are a woman, you are a nurturer. Is your innate quality why you have to look after others. And that's why you see that our parents will say, tọ́jú àwọn yòókù ẹ o. Even if they are your ẹ̀gbọ́n, what happens nígbà míì tóbìnrin bá jẹ́ bóyá second or third born? Now parents bá tí àbá fẹ́ kúrò lé, wo bó ṣe máa ṣe ń dẹ́ máa jẹ́ o, kò sọ́ọ̀tì yìí o, àbí? It's the obìnrin they will still face, no matter the position tó bá wà. What am I doing with all of this foundation that I'm laying? It is that by nature, by all of the things that we fulfill for everybody, we are mothers, we are sisters, we are wives, we are beautiful. By all of these relationships, we feel so much for everybody around us. And that's why they said that Prophet said that women, they are one part of the ummah that gives birth to the other half. That's what it is. And so torí nature wa yìí, ó easy fún wa láti tètè burn out. What did I say?
Ó easy fún wa láti tètè burn out.
It's easy for us to burn out. What is burn out? Only gbogbo tí mo ti sọ látẹ̀kọ́ yẹn. The fact that we will do everything up until the point where we will now break down. And that's why you see that when situations are happening, people will tell you, tọ́jú ara ẹ o. Tọ́jú ara ẹ o. Gbogbo tó ń sáré kiri léyìí, tó bá dùbúlẹ̀ ààrẹ ẹ̀ sí, kò ní matter mọ́. And truly, mọ́mọ́ mi gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe kíní kan, lára àbú kíní kan gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe kíní kan. Once you are lying down ill, can you solve anybody? Ilé délé ń wò pé ilé ìṣòro mi tó kíní ìrọ̀lá, kíní yóò. Ọba àwọn ṣubú léra wọn, does it matter to you again? What would they be saying? Ó ṣàgbádùn, ẹ tiẹ̀ bá wa bẹ̀ kó tiẹ̀ mọ́ mi, ẹni kó wojú wa náà, ẹni kó àbí at that point, your health is failing. Every other thing is built on that. So báwo la ṣe fẹ́ ṣe? So much so that because of gbogbo roles tá à ń play and in burnout. If you look at our mothers, some of them are here with us. Taba fún wọn láyè sí pé kó sọ̀rọ̀. If you listen to what many of them have had to deal with, you will understand why women age faster than men. The same woman that has had to deal with menstrual pain, now is the one that will carry pregnancy, is the one who, tell me on the average, no matter how caring your father is, will he sit at home with you and be checking on you and will he not go out to hustle? Even though that itself is also challenging. But please tell me, who does all of keep the home safe and does everything so that by the time the daddy comes back, he meets a business? Who does that? The woman, the mothers, the female, the normal. So how do you manage? So much so that you will not get to a point where, upon the point when you have come out with people who are like to protect you, you can tell, get around, mommy will tell her who I am. I don't even. And that is when we get to the point of Otisuru. And that is the one that becomes problematic, especially when you are not able to trace the source, the origin of Osumi. You know, like we said, you go and sit down. Sometimes, like they tell us, if you have a headache, the first thing is to check yourself. If you are not fasting, are you dehydrated? Did you sleep well? Did you first trace it? It's not as if immediately you have headache, no. Even for exhaustion here, you trace it, kilo leads you. Sometimes it's that you have so you are dehydrated. That's why you have a headache. So once you drink water, you rest, you take a shower, and you will calm down. Sometimes it is heavy, sometimes it is stress. So you will trace it. Now when it gets to the point of what is sumi, how did you get to this point? That will be the first question. For you to trace it. Kilo, kimo, you on our mobile, they bus stop with me. Because again, even though you people refuse to share with me, it's fine. Many of us sleep with, I'm tired, and wake up tired. But the thing is that we are too distracted to want to check the source or the origin of this, I'm tired. And that's why I broke it down for you. It is one of the two. If you have cleared that it's not exhaustion, it's not fatigue, then what is leading to the other one? Now, until you are able to trace it, you will continue to carry, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired. And for as long as you keep telling yourself that that is your reality, for as long as that is your reality, you will not progress. It's not a worship reunion. It is not simply what it is. Imagine you having to, okay, I'm hungry. One of two things, or one of three things, or one of four things. You are hungry, somebody is bringing food for you. You are hungry, you are cooking already. You are hungry, you have ordered food. You are hungry, maybe you are fasting as well, as a shame. Now it is none of these four. But you keep saying, I'm hungry, oh, I'm hungry, oh, hey, I'm hungry, oh, hey, I'm hungry, oh, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. You are not making any effort. People will now look at you, are you fine? Because what? You're just lamenting. And you're not doing what? You're not making any move towards that lamentation. So as people around you just look at you, I'm sure last year, like, what do you want to do about this hunger? You understand? So you can't continue to say, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. And first, you're not making effort to trace. What's the source? What's the origin? Okay, after tracing it, what do we do about it? Some of us, just like you have done here, you are too shy to even seek for help. Some of you are even too shy to identify, too afraid to identify the source of this otisu. Some of you, it is even the workload from school. I assume many of us are in school here. It is the workload in school that don't die to me now. Perhaps because where our courses come, funny challenge, or the rent, or you are not even opened up to people that I'm struggling with this. And because it's there in your psyche, in your subconscious, that come with your face, but anyone in school has the problem with your head. So then we should say, look, I love. So you are laughing. Because I don't know maths, and I cannot do maths. So but you know, we all have subjects or situations, or that will be your challenge. So perhaps it's a cause that is giving you headache. You have not found a way around it, or you are struggling. It may just be from that one thing. No man will sing on me. No man will sing on me. And you just find out that because you have not addressed that issue, oh mama, because negative will be opening doors to more negatives, especially when you don't address it. So now, when you don't address your otisumi, if they come to my day, because you are already tired, you are what? You are overwhelmed. That's why your child will come to you. And the poor child will just look at you like, oh wow. Why? What got you a common you take around? Sumaya. Oh my Lord, why are you here? And the poor child is wondering, where is this woman? Checking by me, and then she's not. Yeah, it's really courage. And that's why many of us have become unikora. By default, you have become unikora. Why? You are dealing with issues that you have failed to address. You are dealing with issues that you have failed to identify. They be where you want to. So, by nature, you see some people. You meet that, let's say, your life on top, they are frowning. Hey, you really like this. They are always frowning. So I'm like, will not talk, and they will not share, and they will not seek for help. Nobody is saying that you should go about opening your teeth to every company like a goat. No. But really, tell me why you should be frowning at the world. Kilo shele. What's wrong with you? And that's why you see your sisters. Somebody will say, our sister here on Salamos saying, how will you hear that on Salamos here? When by nature you are angry, you are frustrated. And that's why somebody will come mistakenly say, kilo there, me, why am I so well go? And the poor person will look and say, okay, maybe no. Because like, kilo shele. Why? You are overwhelmed. And at the end of the day, if we want to unpack this thing that is overwhelming you, because when you share, when you open up, when you seek for help, that thing go that they don't want to do. Somebody will now tell you, oh, piece of cake. Let me call somebody for you. No. Let's sort it. Or you may even have been making dua asking Allah for help. And Allah will send somebody as help to you. But because closed mouth, closed everything, when they come down and they the way you are just doing, you will not even know that your answered dua is right in front of you. And then you'll be thinking, and who says, open up first? What's the worst that can even happen to you? They'll say no. That's the worst case scenario. Then how many of us even, put ourselves in positions of, you can reach out to me. You see, many of the times, and that's why, on the average, everybody has this assumption of, because perhaps that's what you also do. So you think it to other people too that don't know my shame. Maybe not shame. So you find all of us from the super stage of just being fatigued from play, work, house chores. We start to graduate to the point where we feel that you don't need to talk to anybody. You don't need to seek help. And women are just supposed to soak everything in and continue to manage. I must not show weakness. I must not show that if I finish if I and then you now get to the point where you can no longer hold it. You now break down. Then when we now ask you, now say, I was afraid. Afraid of what? Afraid of who? Luckily, unlike before, today people see social media. Social media is taking on. So much that even if you don't want to talk to people around you, there you fear that when they fear share, I'll be a sister, mama, my broadcast with everybody. Have you tried to seek help outside of your vicinity? If you are looking for anonymity, okay, I don't want, but I need help. Or have you even been able to identify what is causing your own overwhelm, your own feeling of distress? Some of us, it may be something to do with our marriages. Some of us, it may even be our children. Some of us, it may be our parents. Some of our mothers will tell you, if you give them the opportunity now, they'll tell you challenges that they're about to build glory on. So, just like when Ọlọ́run ṣe sọ fún àwọn àgbẹ̀ sọ fún wa sàṣàlà pé kò sí àìsàn kankan láyé yìí tí ò sí kíni tí ò sí wòsàn. So there is nothing láyé yìí like the àgbàlagbas will say kò sí nǹkan kan tó ń bọ̀ nílẹ̀ àbí tó ń bọ̀ látòkè. There is nothing new. There is nothing out of this world. There is nothing out of the ordinary. Tàmáà wò pé báwo ni kò ṣe wá gbọ́? I can't say this to anybody. Hey. There must be at least one person. Nobody has been created. That's why we are all human what? Human Human killing. Where is everybody? Human. You people are not confident. They are in 400. Human what? People are for consider and sure I you. We are human beings. We are being with others. We are not supposed to exist alone. And that is why we are there for one another. You may not be able to talk to your mom about more, yeah? But there should be somebody, at least okay, one person. So no matter the way they are deal with. See, I'm not get around you, I'm managing you. Of course, we are not saying you should go and talk to town crier or BCNN. Once you open your this, your story is on social media. But there must be somebody, at least one person that you should be able to open up to.
Has she gone?
And you cannot exist in isolation, no matter how intelligent, no matter how rich, no matter how successful, no matter, you must have your own inner circle. And it is in the process of all of this that you will be able to thrive. What does it mean to thrive? Somebody should give me, don't give me a textbook definition. To come out again, she said to come out again, thrive. Someone else. Just tell me what comes to your mind to be successful. Tell me what comes to your mind when you hear thrive. Thrive.
Survive.
No. Survive. To survive. No. We are moving from to survive to thrive. No. That's the opposite. So to thrive. One more person. What comes to your mind when you hear thrive? Flourish. Fantastic, beautiful. So, how do you get to the point where you not just be living as if that's survival. That's why you see that. Can you come to the are you a goat? It's only animals that all they are about is chop, sleep, chop, sleep. No! How can you say that? That's all. And that's why you see that for people who have this kind of mindset, once there is no food, and that's why you see that there are some people, all their existence is about is fun. Because as far as they are concerned, and that's why when there is no fun, in quotes, they break down. Because what are they using that fun to do? Who knows? What are they using that fun? Everything fun. I just want to cruise. I don't want to kill a rope fishing. Something they are hiding. There's something they are keeping it. There's something they are avoiding to address. And that's why you see some people, making sure my bomb music meets me. My bomb music. Okay. It's a lie. What are you masking? What are you drowning with music? You cannot be existing on Kishat Magoni. No, that's not what you are created for. You are a slave of our man. You cannot just be existing on Kishat Makat. But the latest thing, and that's why you see people at the end of the day, they'll tell you that they're very successful, they have social millions, they're superstars, and they committed suicide. You would expect that they pick up billions to their name. They should be living the world. They commit suicide because Allah will just having fun. No, Adamawa is not for I'm just enjoying myself, having fun. No, we cannot exist with absolute excitement, and that's why because you can't sustain it. The same way we can't sustain absolute depression. You are just sad. You go sick, don't do anything. No. This minute you are excited, you are happy. The next minute you are down. The next minute you are up again. That is our Adama as human beings. Now, when you tilt to one of these sides, there's a problem. There's a challenge because that's why I said it earlier. Go smile, and you ask them, calm down. What is not coming to an end? That can you be? Why? Because they have tilted someone to the other side and they feel I was at some years ago, who were this session come. So the Ustaz was, talking and one of us just raised their hand. The Ustaz said his own manner of deliveries, she was here, they had to chef it, so that both him blended. Someone now raised their hand and said, like why it sound too player, too playful, you should be strict, you should be serious. Or long and the man allowed that to me and said, I'm not the gatekeeper to hellfire. And I cannot make things, if you hold things too hard for people will run. And so that's how this life is. Yes, this minute you are struggling. But it does not mean that in the middle of that struggle, something will not make you laugh. That's what's called glimmers. When everything looks bleak, something will still delight you and you say, Allah. And that's why the elders will say that in every situation. So what is it exactly that you will now be dealing? So again, where was I coming from? You can't be living a life of I'm catching fun, I'm cruising, I'm enjoying myself. No, that's not what your life is about. And that is why when you are on that frequency, you will also burn out. Recently, I don't know how many of you caught it on social media. One of these popular skit makers, that he was doing something and saying he wanted to commit suicide, and he was doing dirty, and at the end of, I don't know how many of you saw it. At the end of the day, we have small accident. Kilo ṣẹlẹ̀ náà. Kilo ṣe. Because at his age, into a airport, he might deal with ayọ̀ ti fọ́ ní fún, so he was overwhelmed. Because at his age, he's doing what is beyond him. So, even though people can be looking at him and say, as young billionaire, but capacity alone. So, how do we get from surviving, that is just living a life of anything that goes, anything that comes, just deal with it anyhow? How do we come from that stage to flourish, to be better? To live a life of meaning? First, I take us back. Before you became Omolagbaja, who are you first? What's your first relationship? Somebody should talk. What's the first relationship? Who are you first? Before you became being to Kenekan, who are you first? My master, I know. The master will let you. Oh yeah, if you don't talk, we will not go further. Anybody? Who are you first and foremost? Before you became the daughter of your parents, who are you first? I'm not talking to you people. You people have been talking. Maybe I should even go myself. Who are you first and foremost? Before you became the daughter of your parents, who are you first and foremost? See all your fine faces and you are keeping quiet. But when you're fine, you want to hide me. I'm going to look for anybody that my mind will catch like this. Everybody's not carrying face away. Everybody, but really on the more serious note, before you are your parents' daughter, who are you first? This is simple, basic thing. Who are we? Stop the confidence. Yeah. How can you be nothing? You can't be nothing. Servants of Allah, people are first and foremost, before you are daughter of so and so, you are first and foremost the slave of Allah. That's your first relationship. You are first and foremost. And so, from being a slave of Allah, it's the same Allah that gave you to your parents, right? So, that is, from Allah is where all your relationships, that's where they are all coming from. It is because of your belief in Allah, is the reason you are going to treat your parents right. Abi, who else will tell you that? Where did you learn that from? from the dean, right? From your, so first and foremost, you go back to your Lord. First and foremost, you go back to that relationship. You being the slave of our man, what does he want from me? How does he want me to exist? How does he want me to be? And how would you get to do this? You have to learn. You would have to learn actively. It's not by winging it. It's not by vibes and mashallah. It's not by that. You would have to learn about what does my Lord want from me as a slave. Now, when you get a hang of that, when you have been able to understand that, when you pick it from there, that is why you would not do anyhow to your parents. Why? Because you remember that verse in Surah to Israel that says that kindness to parents after your Lord and your Rasul is the next. What, Abi? That's what gives you the guidance. When you move from being the daughter of your parents, simply that's when you now move to being the wife of Lagbaja, what tells you that be submissive with this and that, your husband is Ginik or your Jana, what tells you that? Is this same relationship with Allah. It is from knowing what Allah wants from you. That's what transcends to that. So Sharipe, everything comes, everything draws strength from that original foundation. So if that foundation is faulty, then there will be a problem. Because if you don't get it right, sometimes you listen to sisters that will say, hey, whoa, while our mom is too much. But the fair, mo fẹ́ trip fuck up, mo fẹ́ mo really fair, you know, like I was stressed on food, they're not stressing my life. Kilo day, show me the color being. And then you just pause and be listening. I said, trip fuck up, our mommy, okay now, thank you. Very good, strong girl. But why would somebody think like that? Does anybody have an idea? While our mommy is very soon. Why would anybody think like that? Because for understanding pé Ọlọ́run tó dá sọ pé in fact kò gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe ojú sókè wà àwọn òbí ẹ̀. And that's why people thought yẹn gan máa wá sí lórí pé àgbà náà ojú wọn mi ò láìpẹ́ mi ò dáyé gbogbo. Because kò yé kò mọ̀ ń pé in the bid of òun tọ́jú àwọn òbí òun gbọ́rọ̀ sí wọn lẹ́nu òun tún sin Ọlọ́run ni. And that's why you hear scholars tell you that no matter what your parents do, no matter what they do, they remain your parents. I disown you, I dismother you, I discharge you, I think it's a lie. There's no such thing in Islam. You can't diss anything anybody. You have been told that even if your parents are not Muslims, it's not your business. You will still carry out your responsibilities as a child to them. It's not your business. What they shake a fairy tale or sing or point. Show you follow. So I'm going to the part that you have to pick everything from this original foundation. It is from there that you now understand that your life is not just about cruise. It's not just about fun. It's not just about I want to be successful. You ready by saying, "What's with PhD? It's not just about that." Because again, sometimes we have the wrong definition of success. Sometimes some of us think that we don't be like you with it. When I went here, I saw it somewhere. They said that this man is a lawyer, an accountant, and he has 2 PhDs. And I kept thinking, do you understand what I just said? Okokoka law, Otuaka accountancy, Otuani 2 PhDs in this Nigeria. And I kept thinking in my head, I'm going to like it, right? Because law in this Nigeria, it's covered for straight your life. You have a minimum of 7 years. Law first. Might as well accountancy, might as well PhD, PhD, KG. But you know, for some people, one of that is the height of success. I want to, you know what I mean? My aspiration is, I want to end World Bank. But for the International Court of Justice, the Hague. That for some people, and as much as this is fine, this is beautiful, that's not the measurement of success. Because at the end of the day, if you have all of that, and you are not using it to seek the face of your Lord, I'm sorry, it's in vain. So again, thriving does not only mean that you excel in this world alone. It means that ultimately everything is taking you back, is leading you back to your Lord. So you need a total mindset shift. Sometimes because we don't share the way you are, we want to see me social media group with gbogbo an gbé káàkiri. Cherry smartphone yìí, àbí smart device, àbí smart life tá ń gbé yìí. Ọlọ́run ayé gbogbo wa wà. Nǹkan tí ò sí nítòsí wa tá ń wò lẹ́nu mi fi ń judge life. Wait, ha! Last ọmọdé lọmọ yìí sí mi. Kò tó mi o, ẹ̀wù nǹkan tó ti achieve. Ọlọ́run, ṣé èmi wá pé báyìí? Wá ilé ayé wò lè wá wá báyìí? Aṣọ wa kódà ní mo máa ń kọ́ o. What? Kàwùgà TikTok burúkú yẹn. Ọlọ́run ọba. Ọlọ́run o. 2 weeks ago or some weeks ago, I stumbled on a page. The girl said, a young millionaire, 26-year-old, two cars in my garage, and I'm making it come. And you know when I was looking at it, I just thought of it that, hey, many people see this now, want to are confused. Yeah, mate me Malomo UK, 26, put in motor méjì, on tabot, ó wà ní hajj, ó ṣe hey, long. Èmi 36 years old, ìjọ lè fi abẹ́rẹ́ life mi báyìí. No, ṣàánú mi o. Ilé ayé tí mo ṣe wá rí báyìí náà. And that's how somebody just come and say, sound like say, Salaam alaikum, your life what kilo ṣẹlẹ̀, what? Why? Because all of a sudden, you started comparing yourself to Lagbaja, to Tamedu. Forgetting that Lagbaja that you're looking at may have struggles that you know nothing about. But because of the one that they have packaged and brought out for you, you now start to compare. Mo rọ mọ kan lẹ́nu. Hey God! Ọlọ́run kan náà gbogbo ayé náà jọ ń sìn báyìí. So because of this, because whether we like it or not, this is our current reality. Nǹkan tí yóò mọ̀ kò kí ń affect you. Tẹ́lẹ̀ ìgbà tí o sì social media kí ló kọ̀ wá? Èbí ẹnu ọ̀nà dé ní àti street ní àpàdúgbò yín ni. Ẹ bá jọ ọmọdé mọ́ra yín jẹ́ oníkàlùkù àwọ̀ yàrá ẹ̀ lọ. But now, right here, níbi tá a wà yìí, I can reach the end of the world. Just have data. And what did they say in this Nigeria? Just have data, yeah. Anywhere you want to go. Because just click, one click link, I can't send link, go to town and call me by. So again, that is part of the struggles we have. Because we are comparing ourselves. And we suddenly think that your life is on hold.